Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 121st episode of Panther Talks.
That's a lot of episodes, man.
It is. It's absolutely insane. We've been doing this for a while now. People think we've actually learned what to do and what not to do, but I don't think that'll ever happen with us.
Well, considering we seem to consistently have issues like every couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that. So, this week we have a hell of a lot to talk about. But I've slimmed it down to 3 companies, but multiple issues under each company. So the first topic we'll be discussing will be Subnautica 2 publisher Krafton and the Unknown Worlds co-founders lawsuit, everything that's going on there, which, from what I've heard and the bits I know about that, it's going to be insane.
I don't like this article. Can we skip this one?
After that, Ubisoft are claiming microtransactions make the player experience more fun. Yeah, like every gambling addict ever. Ubisoft announcing that they have two co-CEOs for the new subsidiary they're making. Ubisoft comment on why Star Wars Outlaws was a financial flop, which I thought would be a good bit of fun for Will.
Oh yeah, I look forward to that.
Ubisoft is developing a new first-person Ghost Recon game, which I'm very intrigued by. Valve's Gabe Newell reveals his daily routine, because of course he does.
Why not?
Multi-billionaire, I'm not even shocked. Gabe Newell says the whole startup culture of pitching VCs is makes no business sense, a great way of destroying money and wasting people's time. The key is to ignore all the distractions. Valve confirms reason for removing adult Steam games. The brainbox behind Valve's Steam Labs says the number of Steam releasing releases featuring GenAI in 2025 is now 1 in 5, with 7% of all games on there now incorporating it. We've octupled the last year's figures. And finally, Gabe Newell thinks AI tools will result in a funny situation where people who don't know how to program become more effective developers of value than those who've been at it for a decade.
Yeah, Gabe's got a lot to say.
Yeah. What happened is someone actually had an interview with Gabe Newell from a business side, and lots of things came out all at once, which I love to hear from Gabe. It's very rare we do, so good. Anyways, let's move into the this week's topics. So, have you heard about the Subnautica 2 drama?
I have not, no.
Right.
I've heard it mentioned, but I was never really paying attention.
That's pretty common. Yeah, I get that.
I think you might have actually said something to me about it.
I sent you a few bits. I did.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was, Krafton bought the Subnautica team. The guys that made Subnautica 1 and the Subnautica 1, the Subnautica other game that they made. I always forget the name of it. While they did this, they made a deal that if the team working on this could hit certain financial goals by the time of the end of 2025, they would give the company $250 million. It's a lot of money.
Right. Yep.
Now, apparently, the team under the management of these 3 leads that actually used to run the Subnautica team ended up just being pretty close, according to them, to being finished to push out an early access build, basically. Now, due to Subnautica being as big...
Did we not cover this?
No,
last episode, something about it suddenly being delayed till 2026 suddenly.
Yeah, you got that bit right. We probably
I remember
that.
That's what I was remembering about Subnautica 2.
So that's the problem. Krafton came in, fired those 3 leads, and then pushed the game's release back to 2026, claiming it was not in a finished enough state to release. But what
not a finished state to release, or is he just fired like 3 of the main people making it, and now suddenly everything's gone up in flames?
Well, at the same time, they then don't owe them the $250 million, do they?
Yeah.
Or at least
I remember us covering that.
Or at least that's the way everyone thought. Things have come out since then. So, there were lots of accusations about these three main guys. One of them was working on an AI film, and others were basically just lazing about and not doing much. That was the claims, at the least, from Krafton themselves. Those three guys turned around and said, "That's not true. We can assure you, nothing to do with that. We were on track. We're going to sue them." So a lawsuit has come out from this. But Krafton decided, well, there's one very easy way to get public on our side, really, or at least to get them understanding and partially believing us. How about we just move that 250 million goal back to next year? That way they're not losing out on the chance to try and earn it. So that's what they did.
Basically, they tried to weasel their way out of giving the 250 mil, and then it backfired because there was a lot of shit happening. They got threatened with a lawsuit, and they're like, "Well, they're fucked anyway because three main guys gone. So just put it another year. And we'll take our chances. We'll think of some excuse next year when this is all cooled down."
Well, that was the thought until some users actually found the AI film that the Krafton leads were actually working on, leading even more credence to Krafton's claims. So it's actually possible that these three leads may actually have been pissing about on Krafton's money. So, Krafton recently responded to the lawsuit filed by the former Subnautica 2 leads, defending itself against the accusations. This is the latest development in the major controversy surrounding it, which has escalated.
Actually, any reason that these guys were fired other than they were apparently pissing around doing nothing?
That's pretty much, well, from what I know, that's the reason. I suppose we'll find as we go.
That's a real solid case they've got there, huh?
Yeah, I suppose we'll see.
Yeah, the first Subnautica was so successful, so now we're just going to piss around on the second one and not do anything with it because we don't want to make a fuckload more money.
I know, right?
The one thing that drives literally any human being in this world is money.
Seemingly so, yeah. Published by Krafton and developed by Unknown Worlds, that's the team's name, Subnautica 2 is said to have been in development since 2022, and was originally set to be released in early access in 2025. On July 2nd, however, Krafton announced that Unknown Worlds CEO Ted Gill and co-founders Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire were being fired effective immediately. After a week of that, the publisher delayed Subnautica 2 to 2026, which sparked accusations that Krafton was trying to avoid paying a $250 million earn-out deal to the devs by delaying and sabotaging the game. The controversy has further escalated with the filing of a lawsuit by the former Unknown Worlds leadership against Krafton, which accuses the publisher of deliberately and with malicious intent, I can't speak today, sabotaging the development of Subnautica 2 to try to avoid paying the bonus. On the other hand, Krafton confirmed that a recent Subnautica 2 leak claiming that the game failed to meet the milestones agreed with Krafton was real. Ah, bloody hell. Such walls of text. I don't like it, Game Rant. Stop. Get some help. Now Krafton has officially addressed the lawsuit filed by the Subnautica 2 studio co-founders. Speaking with VGC, according to the publisher, Krafton's decisions were made to ensure that Subnautica 2 was released in the best possible state, living up to the expectations of the fans. The publisher states that releasing the title prematurely with insufficient content would have disappointed the community, damaging both Subnautica 2 and Unknown Worlds as brands. Krafton also added that while we are disappointed that Charlie, Max and Ted have filed a lawsuit seeking a huge payout, we look forward to defending ourselves in court, and denied that it fired the co-founders to avoid paying the bonus. If a big company ever says that they're looking forward to defending themselves in court, that usually means they've got something on you.
Basically, right. Is there anything stopping them from just releasing the game in the state that it's in and just getting the 250 mil off them?
No, other than
they can literally just
the
release. a box of shite, just call it Subnautica 2, and then be like, right, cough up.
Yeah, pretty much, as long as they hit the milestone. Yeah. As long as they got the money. Basically, they'd have to hit a financial milestone from sales. If they hit that, they'd do it, yeah.
Why exactly are they saying they're going to give them this money?
Basically, it's just a bonus for effective. From what I understand, it's a bonus that they'll get if they hit the financial milestones, and that way they get more investment from the publisher.
Sure.
That's pretty much the sum up.
I mean, yes, the first Subnautica was pretty huge.
Oh,
I personally
massive!
am not a fan of those games, but I know it did good. And if a game does good, and they're talking about making another one,
Yeah. Oh, that's
funding
fair.
it isn't exactly going to be a bad idea. Why is it I Google Subnautica and I see it's got a rating on the Google Play Store?
That is a very good question. I do not have an answer for. So, Subnautica 1 received 97% positive out of 286,625 reviews,
Yeah,
which is
so if a game
insane.
does that, you're gonna think about making another one.
Yeah. Subnautica Below Zero, which was the sequel, only received 90% out of 89,418 reviews.
Still a whopping number.
Oh, it's massive, but was a bit of a drop.
You've got to remember though, like when we look at reviews and all that, we're seeing such a small percentage of like the total player number.
Yeah.
Because especially if the game's on different storefronts as well.
No, exactly. And then now, obviously, we're moving into Subnautica 2, which is where we're
Technically
going to.
Subnautica 3, but who might
Yeah.
say I can't count.
I'm pretty sure they're relying on the idea that it's going to be co-op to basically people play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what more they can do with it. I remember watching a lot of the first one.
Yeah,
I think I was probably watching Mark play it, to be honest.
that sounds about right.
But I didn't really care at all for the second one because it's kind of like, oh well, what can they possibly do other than like a new storyline, you know?
That's pretty much what they did with Beyond.
Yeah, like there's not a whole lot really that you can do
No,
with a game like that.
they added like new systems, new.
Oh yeah, add and refine mechanics and
Yeah.
make a new story and maybe think of a couple more creatures. But I think more what I'm trying to get at is like the kind of game it is. That shit's terrifying when you're down deep and there's a fucking
Oh yeah.
leviathan swimming around and you hear it fucking roaring through the ocean but you have no idea where it is. That's like a one and done sort of thing. It's like horror games when you play a horror game. Like there's no replayability in a horror game.
I think the only one. Well, I suppose you got Resident Evil.
Shut up, Resident Evil's not a horror game. It's fucking comedy.
My point exactly though. That's classified under horror. Same with The Evil Within, those games too. But they're the sort of ones where you can go back for collectibles, stuff like that. Most
Yeah,
horror
but
games that you're talking about,
there's
like probably Layers of Fear, something like that.
there's realistically though not many people that go for collectibles anymore.
No, the amount has actually dropped drastically over the
Yeah.
years.
Not even that, actually. There's so many games now that don't even make collectibles. They don't
Yeah,
bother.
yeah, it's becoming quite rare. The only reason people seem to go back now, a bit like I have been lately, I went back to Wolfenstein 2, currently playing through it. I'm going for the achievements.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. And why not? It's something a bit extra. It's a type of collectible. It's just not seen that way by the higher ups.
Yeah. I mean, I would say back when collectibles were massive in games, it would be quite often that once you get all of like collectibles in this level, that's one achievement. Then you go to the next level and get all the collectibles, that's another achievement, and then there's an
Yep,
overall achievement for getting all collectibles across all levels.
definitely. So, it remains to be seen how the lawsuit will fare in court, and it will take months before gamers can finally see its end. The controversies surrounding Subnautica 2 are fairly complex, and while many fans have already taken sides, many details about the case may still be unknown. Hopefully, Subnautica 2 will be able to survive these controversies and come out in a polished state in 2026. The original Subnautica is known to be one of the best survival games focused on exploration, placing users at in the shoes of a lone survivor of a crashed spacecraft and tasking them with exploring an unknown ocean and surviving its many dangers. Fans are eager to know what the sequel could bring to the table, but only time will tell when players will finally get their hands on it. Now, while this is true, I don't believe at the moment it's a good idea to take sides at all. Wait and see what comes out. Yeah, don't get me wrong, both sides could have their merits, but at the end of the day, both sides are people that have got a fair amount of money behind them. They can make their own decisions. We'll see how it goes in court. I think that's the best place to make decisions with actual data and information. Rather than
with the
let's
game
back them up
itself
now.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
With the game itself as well, with what we always basically say, we're not in a rush to play anything. We're not victims of FOMO.
No, that's
let the game brew and see if it does well before you yourself invest the money into buying it.
Exactly. So Ubisoft recently claimed that microtransactions can be good.
So what? Was this their plan? They were going to release Star Wars Outlaws in the absolute terrible shape that it's in, and then fill it with microtransactions to make the game actually enjoyable.
No
pay for updates. Fuck off.
I am afraid that is going to be a thing in the future. It kind of is if you count DLC.
I will throw my PC out the window.
Also, actually, no, there is one company that actually does pay for updates. Give me a sec. I know exactly who they are.
Oh no.
I feel like this proves my point here. I don't even like that number. Like, that is a concerning number.
Absolutely fucking disgusting is what it is, mate.
Yeah, but the worst part is, you select something. Like, don't get me wrong, there's certain bits where it's like, yeah, I can sort of understand that. They had like a fair bit. But you actually look at the reviews. Mixed.
What reviews on that last one?
Yeah. Paranormal stuff. Oh, mostly positives. We got a good one. Oh, mixed.
What I find insane is if you look at that number, you have two choices to make. You can pay for all of that nonsense, or you could get 150 games.
Yeah.
That you'll actually want to play and enjoy playing.
But Will, don't you want the modern menswear kit? Yeah.
I hope my silences give you an answer.
Yeah, I'll just move straight on, shall I?
Thank you.
Yeah, the only company that does pay for updates, EA.
What a shocker.
I know, right? So, Ubisoft recently claimed microtransactions can be a good way to make the player's experience more fun in premium single-player games. We don't want microtransactions in single-player games!
Who did that recently?
Good question. I don't
There was
remember.
There was one or two games that I remember us talking about. They did that, and I was...
Yeah.
I just can't, Roy.
No.
Can't keep doing this.
Well, the industry is just... I swear to God. This may be a controversial statement, no shit, which many people...
You don't even need to state anything. You don't need to state anything. Just the title of this fucking article is that's all you need. You don't need an article, just the title.
Yeah, I love this. Maybe a controversial statement, which many people who play Ubisoft games will disagree with. Yeah, sorry, you need to direct this to EA's fanbase.
I disagree with your disagreement.
Oh, do you? Microtransactions have become a reality of gaming in the 2020s. Despite their controversial nature, microtransactions continue to be rampant, particularly in free-to-play games. That's fine in free-to-play games, as long as it's multiplayer. You put fucking microtransactions in fucking single-player games.
As long as it's not fucking, what's it called? Pay-to-win microtransactions.
Oh, definitely. Reports from earlier this year indicate that 58% of revenue made from PC games back in 2024 was from microtransactions. That hurts me.
Do you not remember us going over the graph?
Yeah, I remember, and it still hurts me to this day. I wake up in like cold sweats at night just thinking of that.
You think that's bad? It comes around to Sunday, and I'm just full of hatred because I know what I'm going to have to deal with.
So what you're telling me is,
I need to make the entire day.
I need to make like an entire episode just dedicated to good news one week.
It's never going to happen.
I'll see what I can do. No promises.
You're damn right, no promises. Anytime you tell me you've got good news, I already know it's a lie.
I mean, whenever I bring up Valve, it's mostly good news. I think I've only ever had one bad Valve article.
Valve does like the odd stupid thing, like a certain game that they let go and that's about it.
exactly.
Like they don't really do anything stupid.
So what I'll do is I'll just make an entire week of articles all about Valve.
No, because you would probably end up disembolishing fucking Valve.
Yeah, probably. With titles such as Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Roblox, and Fortnite leading in spending. In Ubisoft's case, however, the publisher often adds microtransactions to its single-player games too.
I was just had a thought.
Shoot.
Who the fuck are Ubisoft to think about doing anything when they almost went bankrupt just recently?
Can you wait for the next article?
I don't want to be here. Can I resign? Where's
No.
how long's it been? How many weeks notice I have to give you for 2 years?
2 weeks.
Perfect. I'm putting my 2 weeks in.
2 weeks time I turn up alone. Yeah, so I'm having to get
Well, it's
someone to
12:52. It's 12:52, so you've got until then. So if we're halfway through the episode, I'm gone. I'm just gone.
Disconnect for 5 minutes. Fuck you.
I'd also like to point out I've been given no paid PTO. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, I don't get fucking PTO.
You run the business. That matter of fact, where's my pay in general? I've not been paid once. This is
Neither have I.
Moving on.
Yeah. Now Ubisoft has revealed part of the reason why it continues to add microtransactions to premium games in its most recent annual financial
Fuck you!
report.
I was mid taking a drink of water. You just decided to fucking sit there and giggle, you cunt.
According to Ubisoft CEO Guillemot, microtransactions make the player experience more fun.
Yeah, fucking piss off.
And his reason is because players can personalize their avatars or progress more quickly.
So they can personalize their avatar in a first-person game where they don't see their avatar?
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I need to do something.
What's spelled incorrectly or what?
Nothing is spelled incorrectly.
Just removing something entirely?
Not really, no. It's just something he said. Here it is. Or progress more quickly. No, let's say it how it is. Or
pay to win.
Cheat.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I mean, it's just the equivalent of any free-to-play mobile game. And I really mean any.
Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, I can't even disagree with that.
Prime examples, and this does upset me a little bit because, as you know, I used to basically only mobile game because it's all I had access to.
For the longest
but Supercell games are the biggest example of just insane pay to win.
Yeah.
Or not just pay to win, but pay to play. Once you get to a certain stage in those games, it becomes impossible. There was actually, I'm talking Clash Royale here. Back when the max level was like very low compared to what it is now, there was a video made by someone, and they did like a rough estimation, sort of explained how they got to where they got to for this estimation of just how long it would take you to get all the required gold and cards to max out every card and get to max tower level. And it's just an insane number. I obviously cannot remember because this would have been years ago now.
It doesn't shock me, honestly.
But it's just an example. Any game like that, if you were to play those free-to-play games without putting a single penny in, not only do a lot of them just have forced ads.
Yep.
So that for me is an immediate no. Game is gone. But just the sheer amount of time it takes just to progress even a smidge, like not even a single percentage.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't remember whether it was Ubisoft or EA that ended up saying that they wanted to put ads in games. Which one it were, but they got rejected.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm not fucking surprised. But that ramble I went on is just essentially what this is if you're putting microtransactions in a single player game.
Yeah. The CEO also stressed that microtransactions are always optional, indicating that gamers who don't like them can just ignore them. Counterpoint, you could just not add them. Yeah. That way, or, even further, another counterpoint, we could just ignore you as a company.
Well, we almost did.
Yeah, we gave it a good try. Ubisoft defends microtransactions as a way for gamers to progress more quick. I hate that sentence.
Right, I think this week is just turning into a fucking mess, I'm gonna be honest.
What makes you say that?
We're both just in permanent giggle pits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, at least he's getting this through. Guillemot's perspective will certainly be criticised by some of Ubisoft's fans. No shit,
They
Sherlock.
they still have fans.
Yeah, they're the people like me who was once delusional, thinking that they could go back to the good times of Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelation, and I quickly broke out of that reality.
Yeah, I mean, how many years has it been since it was like since the company was in a semi-decent state?
Be my prior answer. If the publisher was talking about free games, microtransactions would be somewhat more understandable. Exactly. But many players do not want to be paying for games they already bought. Previous examples of microtransactions, this annoyed me and I will state it as it goes, such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla selling XP boosts in a single player game, were met with huge backlash from the community. Similar criticism can often be found on social media. No shit.
People don't understand that we need to keep doing that, because if we don't, they're gonna keep adding bullshit like that and just complete nonsense.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. The amount of criticism they got is probably quite a lot. But I don't think it touches the fact that Valhalla earned over $1 billion. And microtransactions are probably a large reason why.
I've already forgotten what part of that sentence gave me this thought that you just read, but I got a thought where soon we're not going to be like seeing just an insane price tag for a game, Roy. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because to play a game, you're going to have to pay a monthly subscription instead. And I'm not talking Xbox Game Pass monthly subscription, which is very reasonable, and you get access to almost an infinite number of games. I'm talking a singular game you're paying £20 a month to have access to for one game.
I just thought I'd show you Ubisoft Plus, with...
Oh no, worse than that, my friend.
No, I just mean it's got such a good selection. Why wouldn't you want this?
Can you feel the want that I have resonating from me?
Obviously. Like, why wouldn't you want these?
Matter of fact, I live right next to water. I can see it rippling just from how much I need. Wait, hang on, what?
I live right above a river, don't I?
I thought you were referring to the same body of water. I got slightly concerned.
Oh yeah, Zombie, that legendary game that was originally on the Wii U. Oh yes, From Dust. I remember playing that on the original Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
Panzer General, yes. Amazing Skull and Bones Premium Edition. Already worth
premium
it.
Edition.
Immediately worth it.
Do you get like at one more clicker game than the basic edition?
Obviously. Is that it? You get the deluxe bonus pack and the premium bonus pack.
You know what it must be? They must animate your clicks whenever you're doing the mobile mini games.
No, they give you some gold. It's probably about it. Gold and cosmetics.
Oh.
Have a look.
Kind of want the animated click, I'm going to be honest.
Emotes, outfit. Give me a sec, I need to check the other one.
No! Please!
Fine.
I'll talk.
This is how you get information out of Will.
I'll tell you the numbers, just don't hurt Mason.
Do you know the Muffin Man? In any case, gamers should not expect Ubisoft's stance towards microtransactions in single-player premium games to change anytime soon. Ubisoft currently has multiple games in development, such as Prince of Persia. Do you mean microtransactions of Persia?
We're not expecting their stance to change on this topic anytime soon. Then they can expect their player base numbers to not rise anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, we can get other companies to make better games. We don't need Ubisoft.
It just seems to me like they want to go bankrupt at this point, you know? That's the feeling I'm getting off of them.
Yeah, I'd personally say so. So, Ubisoft announced two guys as co-CEOs of their new subsidiary that's supposed to keep them running.
Okay.
This is from Ubisoft's official blog, by the way. I noticed this after the fact that they talk about themselves in third fucking person. Ubisoft has announced an important milestone in the roadmap of its new subsidiary. Introduced on March 27th, with the appointment of Christopher and Charlie, I'm not going to bother trying to say their other names, as co-CEOs. This new structure will be dedicated to bringing the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six franchises to their full potential. Now, if you remember what we were talking about originally, what's actually this subsidiary supposed to be doing? From what we understood, it was supposed to basically give way so that other people could access these IPs and make games in them.
Yeah, and maybe actually make a semi-decent game instead of the bullshit that Ubisoft's been releasing recently.
Yeah, somehow
Am
I
I
think
about
this.
on point there?
Yeah, you're spot on. I genuinely believe that this is probably the only way they're going to make money. So, what is your vision for this subsidiary? We're lucky to have made talented people across
To
Ubisoft.
get another good viewing
Billion.
point on watching Ubisoft burn to the ground.
Yeah, the teams who've
A
shaped
new
these brands.
perspective, you know.
Yeah, and helped Ubisoft get to where it is today. With this new subsidiary, we want to build on that strong foundation by creating the right environment for teams working on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six to take the creative and technical risks they need to make excellent games. Delightful. Because all Ubisoft needs is more. Just take the microtransactions out. Everyone will be happy. Our focus is on evolving Ubisoft's operating model to bring more focus, more autonomy, more accountability to the teams so they can stay closely attuned to our players. Decision making will be quicker, and it will also be easier to pivot when we need to change course. So,
You changed course many years ago, my friends.
yeah, like nothing's changing here. So basically, this is just going to be growing these brands. That's its entire point. It's its entire purpose. Oh, yeah. How are we going to, what are the biggest growth in the industry and how are you going to achieve them? Blah, blah, blah. Of course, generative AI and cloud are likely to revolutionize game creation and player experience in the long term.
I mean, we've already talked about that
In grave detail, yeah.
and how it's going. All this is going to result in is, layoffs are already bad enough as it is, but then you've got these companies going to start adding AI, and we
Yeah.
know it. We know it's progressing. It's gonna progress. We can't stop it.
Yeah, it can
But
be
the
used.
issue is it's gonna just run people out of work.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, it can be used in a good way. We've said this countless times. But are
Yeah,
they
like
going to?
it needs to be used in a way that's not gonna put people out of the job.
My best way of phrasing this question is as follows. It can be used in a good way, but do you really trust your billionaire overlords to do so? Do you really?
Try and stroke their ego a little bit less, Roy.
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you really trust the cunts to do so?
That's better. That's better.
Yeah, thank you.
We don't want
Sorry.
them to think that they matter by calling them our overlords.
That's very true, yeah. Ubisoft has commented on the reasons it believes that Star Wars Outlaws proved to be a financial flop.
All right, I am kind of looking forward to this. I want to see what they have to say and call bullshit on every single word that they say.
Yeah, so Star Wars Outlaws failed to meet sales expectations. What a shock.
Really?
Proving that not everything attached to the Star Wars IP is a guaranteed success. Well, yeah, I mean, if you go watch them last 3 films that most recently came out, the new trilogy, that wasn't good either. Anyways, the financial failure of Star Wars Outlaws was part of the reason Ubisoft reported big losses. Yeah, probably a small percentage of the reason. The rest is just terrible operating procedure. So it wasn't the only culprit, no shit, but undoubtedly Ubisoft expected better returns from the action-adventure title, which is based on, yeah, we know all this. Everyone knows all this. 75%, average of 75 on this review on OpenCritic. No one's surprised. So, what's the reason? As reported by Insider Gaming, Ubisoft CEO Gullimore was met with several questions about the struggling sales of Star Wars Outlaws at a recent shareholder meeting. The company didn't name any specific goal for the game, but it did confirm for Star Wars Outlaws, we didn't meet our sales targets. No shock. As to why, Gullimore claimed the game suffered from a number of items. First, it suffered from the fact that it released at the same time when the brand...
Okay. Trying to blame it on something that's nothing to do with them.
Oh, right. The brand that it belonged to was in choppy waters.
That's total bullshit.
Yeah, there's actually a large fan base for the last 3 films. As much as I disagree with their existence, they do exist.
It's also like, it's the same, if you think about it, it's no different to like the likes of the Avengers, you know?
Yeah.
As like not, obviously like the latest stuff has not been anything close to like the main story that we all were familiar with.
Yeah.
But there's still like, even I would still be looking at it, like hoping what's going to come next. Is it actually going to be like insanely good? What's the deal here? It's the same with Star Wars and anything really.
Yeah. No, I'm completely with you on that. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something.
Not again, Roy. But it's like, no matter, like, something like that, no matter how bad it does things, everyone's still going to turn their heads when they hear something new's coming out in relation to it.
And the game had a fuck ton of items that still needed to be polished, as you can tell I added, because a few items that needed to be polished is not true.
There was nothing there to be polished.
Yeah, and they were polished and debugged in the early weeks, but it did affect sales volume. I remember seeing, and like even now you can go and watch videos on this game, and you can see where they're easily just dodging, like they can be in front of a guard and just dodge their eyesight easily. It makes no sense. And also all the glitches Will kept sending me. So,
What, you mean people just constantly falling through the world?
yeah.
Textures missing everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's them.
Gently tapping a stormtrooper on the helmet and clean knocking him out.
Exactly.
What's the point of wearing a helmet?
Spot on. Interestingly...
endless amounts of things wrong with it.
Yeah. Interestingly, it appears that Ubisoft put some of the blame of Star Wars Outlaws' struggles on the current state of the Star Wars brand. It's no secret that Disney's handling of the franchise has been controversial, including the...
Disney in general have been going downhill.
Yeah. Including the particularly divisive Star Wars sequel trilogy. We do not comment on this.
Fair.
Even though I have like 3 times. There is no sentiment that quality has been sacrificed in favour of quantity, which in turn could lead to a lack of excitement when titles like Star Wars Outlaws release. I will give this one point. Pretty much Disney's entire market idea is they favour quantity over quality. It's what they've been doing for like the last 3-4 years. And we can see this in everything from Marvel, which Will mentioned earlier, to Star Wars universe, to even their animation studios.
I used to love their animation films, but it just seems like all they're doing now is just anything that makes them look more diverse and music. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what they're doing with their live actions at the moment. They're just remaking classic animated films in live action and hiring like some of the most controversial people to do it. It's been a mess. It really has. So yeah, that's Star Wars Outlaws. Good old fun. There's not much I can really say about this. They're developing a new, possibly first-person Ghost Recon game, which I find a bit weird because Ghost Recon doesn't usually go first-person. It's always third. So
you never know. Maybe you get some cool tech animations that when you're using stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be looking forward to it. Anyways, shall we move on to something a bit happier?
Pretty please, with cherry on top.
Yeah, we'll talk about Valve.
Yay.
Gabe Newell in particular. So,
don't understand yet.
During a recent interview, Valve co-founder Gabe Newell shared details about his daily life, describing everything from pastime activities to current work projects. Newell is known for avoiding the media as much as possible, so comments like these sometimes pop up out of nowhere, although the circumstances surrounding this interview are quite interesting. Despite staying out of the limelight, Newell continues working on projects at Valve with other companies, making his insight valuable to a wide audience. Interviews...
When you do what that guy's done, there's no way you can step away.
Oh no, exactly. Interviews with the industry titan are rare enough that even unconfirmed reports that Gabe Newell's addiction to Stalker 2 managed to garner some attention from fans in March 2025. We covered that! The man behind the Steam platform is well known and respected within the gaming industry, and some fans will always be excited to learn more about the outspoken tech executive's life and experiences. In his most recent interview, Gabe Newell describes some of his daily activities, which includes scuba diving, working out, and more. Great list, Gamer Ant. Great list.
Intriguing.
Anyways, the creative man behind Half-Life also commented on his daily work regimen. Newell chose Zalkar Saliev, a YouTuber with 19 subscribers, to do the interview.
What?
That doesn't shock me with this man. It really doesn't.
This dude.
Yeah, which has since been confirmed as legitimate by PC Gamer. Given Newell's history of interaction with fans, this decision oddly makes a lot of sense. It does. Now I've got to check this.
So from 19 subscribers to what?
1.14k. Yeah, holy crap. Yeah, you know what? Fair play, man. Fair play.
Why not, I guess?
Yeah. That's Gabe Newell summed up, though, isn't it? It's what he always does. He just comes out of nowhere and just rocks the entirety of wherever he is.
This guy, he'll do.
Yeah, but this random bloke out of like 8,000 emails, sure, why not? The Valve co-founder also noted that he works 7 days a week from his bedroom, stating that, to me, it doesn't feel like work. Newell clarified this statement by explaining that the kinds of things that he gets to do every day are super awesome, which undoubtedly very true. Afterward, the industry icon went on to say that when you retire, you want to stop doing your horrible job and then go do something that is most fun and entertaining. And so, in that sense, I've been retired for a long time. This is why...
As I just said, that's not something you walk away from.
No,
it's just not.
Exactly. Well, even Newell admits there's nothing new about his sentiment, that it seems his lived experience is proving that his philosophy to be true. In that sense, it could be argued that the gaming mogul had some valuable words of wisdom for his fans in this interview. In addition to these comments, Newell admitted to working on several projects, including some work on AI stuff and Steam stuff. That sounds like Newell. He'll just like shorten it down.
Keeping it obscure.
Yeah, AI stuff and Steam stuff. Great, thanks, Gabe. While the PC gaming pioneer did not go into detail about these projects, it's worth noting that his comment comes shortly after the revelation that almost 8,000 Steam titles use generative AI. Of course, Steam isn't the only way to gauge industry stance on AI, so this is going further into that. I don't want to talk any more about Ubisoft. Fuck off. Moving on. PC Gamer, you always remind me that 98% of your page is just ads. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. It's insane.
It is. So, multi-billionaire Gabe Newell says the whole startup culture of pitching VCs makes no business sense. A great way of destroying money and wasting people's time. The key is to ignore all the distractions. So, Gabe Newell, the co-founder of Valve Corporation and the driving force behind much of the company's unique philosophy, just in case you didn't know who he is, obviously.
Who?
Gabe Newell. You know, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, Gabe across the street, you mean?
Yeah, that's
right. He made me lasagna once.
Oh, nice. Did he ever give you any potatoes?
Well, I never returned his dish, so that might be like some of the cause as to why he tried to like throw a brick through my window or something.
Yeah, I get that.
Although he threw it as I was opening it and hit me in the head instead. I don't know if he was aiming for the window or my head.
I mean, perfectly. I'd say he's got very good aim. So the interview is the full interview is yet to surface, but a few shorts from the conversation has been released, including one about Newell's daily routine. I found it very difficult to believe that Newell's scuba diving on a daily basis, but fair play.
Yeah, something's not adding up here, huh?
Yeah, easy enough when you're a billionaire with a fleet of super yachts, but the reason Newell is a billionaire with a fleet of super yachts is Valve, or to be more precise, the de facto PC distribution platform that takes 30% cut from nearly all sales. You're only mentioning this bit because you're a fucking Epic fan. I can tell that immediately.
Someone's a little upset.
Yeah. These days, it is of course a very different company from the one that launched Half-Life 2 alongside Steam, but it's one of the most spectacularly successful businesses in the world while remaining privately owned. The profit per employee makes Apple and Facebook look like lemonade stands. We covered that 2 weeks ago, actually.
Yep.
During the interview with Saliev, Newell is asked what advice he'd give to people starting businesses. Fairly boilerplate, perhaps, but Newell's answer is essentially to ignore the entire model that Silicon Valley has been built on. Whoa.
What happened there?
My entire screen black screen for like like a point of a second. That was weird.
I told you like a month or two back that my monitors keep doing that every now and then, and it freaks me out every fucking time. I'm also starting to think it's a fucking Windows issue, mate.
It wouldn't shock me. As I've said before, if given the choice, I would move to Linux if they could support my gaming, but they can't. So, see a lot of people go into situations thinking that what they need is a pitch document to VCs to raise capital, and that's a deeply distracting beginning to an organization. If you're creating value for people, the capital will come your way, probably at a reduced cost than it would be otherwise. Having a big bunch of capital and then saying, oh, I guess all those lies we told in our pitch doc, now we have to go and, hire a bunch of people to be on this trajectory. I think that's a great way of destroying a bunch of money and wasting a bunch of people's time. And just like that, 99% of tech startups are explained. Yeah. You pretty much go lie to some investor, and then that investor goes, all right, we want to see that you're hitting these so that we can approve that we've given you money for this reason. Yeah, all right, sure, mate. But it feels more widely applicable too, especially at a time when Microsoft is boasting about being in a stronger position than it's ever been while subjecting its workforce to periodic bloodbaths. That's a very well put statement. Newell's summation may be familiar to any Valve watcher, but some things do bear repetition. The key is to ignore the distractions around a business, says Newell, and just focus on how do we make our customers happier, right? If you listen to your customers and focus on them, it's ridiculously easier to build a business. But the focus should always be on your customer and on your partners and on your employees, and then everything else will fall into place over time. I think that's very good advice. Focus on your customers, focus on your partners, focus on your employees. Hit those three things, everything else lands. I'd say it's pretty fair.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to do business, and no matter what it is, at the end of the day, a business is focused on selling something.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical product.
No.
That's like on a shelf in a shop. But if you're doing everything right and it's actually something worthwhile, it'll sell itself given enough time.
Yeah. I mean, look at some of the biggest games that dropped in the last couple of months. Look at Schedule 1. Look at Peak. Two really good examples of this. They spread via word of...
Yeah, if you go around forcing your product down people's throats, it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't go around Discords and just spam, yeah, subscribe, follow us!
Oh no, that'll just get you a terrible name.
Oh, definitely.
The moment I get anything that's trying to advertise something, it's just an immediate block.
Yeah. It's like all them people that add us and go, do you want us to make you some art? No, I'm pretty good, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Why don't you want it? Block.
You'll never find the answer.
Yeah, pretty much. Valve confirms reason for removing adult Steam games. Valve has recently confirmed that it removed some adult games from Steam to appease payment processors. Some gamers were already speculating that this was the reason behind the recent changes in Steam's content guidelines, and the statement clarified that payment companies contacted the popular PC gaming platform and asked for the removal of certain titles. Steam recently changed its content guidelines, stating that games that violated the standards set by the platform's payer processors, banks, and networks would be removed. Soon after the change, the platform was criticized by gamers due to the worryingly vague new guidelines, as the platform suggested that developers should avoid publishing certain kinds of adult-only content, but didn't provide specifics.
I don't know how often you look down the Steam market, or even just fucking look at the front page.
Oh, quite often.
But the things that have been coming up are getting a little out of hand.
I'll be honest, I've not seen anything for a little bit.
Consider yourself lucky. There's a reason I don't really browse Steam anymore.
There it was. Anywho. So yeah, basically they've been told by their payment processors, remove some of these because they're just way passing the states of normality. At the moment, it's still unclear how it affect the Steam focused on dating, for example, if they include any adult content. While many titles have been removed from the store, Steam still has a huge number focused on adult content, and most of them were not affected. While some of them could be affected in the future, it's likely that many will not. It's also unclear if these guidelines set by payment processors will only affect games in some niches, such as, terribly themed stuff. I think it's going to be as follows. Because let's be honest, there are many payment processors out there, and I guarantee you every single one of them at some point in their time have been used to buy porn. So it's not going to be an issue in that regard. It's going to be what the content of the game is, and whether it basically is
like the questionable release that somehow got approved. Stuff like that. I mean, we all know, you as much as you love gaming, whatever reasons you have for doing it, at the end of the day, you get to live out your fantasies of any kind.
Disturbingly, yes.
Yeah, and some of them are just being taken way too far.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do need to say, if anyone tries to take my postal away from me, you will.
Oh hell no!
You will meet my shovel.
Absolutely, but Roy, that's a video game inspiring violence. That's not good.
But where's this block button now on Discord? I don't remember where it was.
It's right next to the grenade pin. You got to pull it up. It's in the way, so you got to pull the pin out to get it out of the way.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure.
That's how I always dealt with the protesters outside the Running with Scissors company. Just a quick grenade.
I preferred throwing like a load of petrol on them and then throwing a match.
Nah, they all run away. It's annoying. You just gotta yeet a grenade at them.
Not if you use the pause time cheat. That's fun. Or get some aerosol can with a lighter in front.
That does the job too.
That does it well. So, the brainbox behind Valve's Steam Labs says the number of Steam releases featuring generative AI in 2025 is now 1 in 5, with 7% of all games on there now incorporating it. We've octupled last year's figures. But there's still a vocal anti-AI sentiment among artists and gamers who simply won't buy games with this stuff in. And that's their choice. It's what it is. So, Ichiro Lambe is a games industry veteran with one hell of a CV. He co-founded Worlds Apart, which became Sony Online Denver, founded Dejoban Games, probably best known for the excellently named skydiving game, like it, and consulted at Valve for a spell, during which he was one of the key movers behind the creation of Steam Labs.
Legit.
What?
Is the game name? There's no way.
Did it have a symbol on the end?
What if you just search for multiple A's? I'm starting to think we were lied to.
I'm feeling that way. No, here it is. Found it.
On Earth? Is this just Minecraft Dropper enhanced? I
mean, what I need to give it, though, Will, look at the year and the date.
Oh, damn!
Yeah. Like, for its year, okay, I kind of understand it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, it clearly seemed to have done well for itself. Someone took those weird Minecraft levels where you jump down a hole and made a video.
Told you!
Mate.
Minecraft Dropper!
I'm pretty damn certain. Wait, well, let me just. 2009. When was the first dropper? So I reckon it was a fair bit after. December 2011.
I mean, really?
I might have been actually
ahead of the game.
Yeah, I think this might have given the idea to these. That's interesting. Yeah. So Steam Labs is all about poking at the data and experimenting with how the platform serves developers and players. Even though Lambe is no longer working with Valve, such habits clearly die hard. Last year, he took a look at how many games on Steam were disclosing use of generative AI, and found around 1,000 titles. Now he's circled back to see how things have changed, and the short answer is there's a hell of a lot more. I didn't inspect Element this one, I swear. Lambe found that just under 8,000 games on Steam, more precisely 7,818 titles, disclosed generative AI usage in their creation. The total number of games...
As we said, though, like, with it progressing, like, with AI progressing more, which it's gonna, whether you want it to or not...
Oh, definitely.
Eventually, it's gonna get used more and more and more.
Yeah.
and it'll become a rarity to see a game that's made without it.
Yeah, no, 100%. The total number of games on Steam is just under 115,000, so this figure represents 7% of the games on the platform.
115,000 games, and yet I can't find anything to play.
That sounds like a you problem. We've octupled last year's figure, notes Lambert. In fact, a little under 20% of all games released in 2025 have disclosed such use. With 1 in 5 games now featuring the technology, generative AI is clearly here to stay. The more interesting question Lambert then poses is what they're using it for. Around 60% of the disclosures related to visual assets of all sorts. Other popular uses are audio generation, such as using text-to-speech tools for to voice characters, narrative generation, which can range from minor item descriptions to the entire story arc, and generating...
Actually, real quick.
Shoot.
The generating text-to-speech.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, but let's take a very well-known Truman Show.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of that. Like, so it's the normal stuff where people just show clips of a film and thinking they're going to get thousands of views just because they're showing a popular fucking film.
Yeah.
But what they've done is they've used generative AI using Jim Carrey's voice to, like, instead of like the default narrative voice, it's Jim Carrey's voice doing the voiceover of like describing what's going on in the show.
Oh.
And I've been seeing that like happen a lot more.
It's become more and more common, mate. And generation marketing materials. Finally, another biggie, a ton of code generation assistance is going on, which is...
It's good and bad, as we've been talking about.
It is, definitely. Among the examples Lambert picks out, there are what seems like good use cases for AI, particularly when you bear in mind that these games are coming from indie devs rather than big studios. A game called Comedy Night, for example, uses AI to auto-detect offensive names, descriptions, and uploaded stage backgrounds. That's fine.
I will say, for the likes of detecting things said and done, it's going to be really good because a person cannot monitor all of that 24/7.
No, definitely.
It's just not possible, period.
But many others use generative AI to create the majority of the game. AI Roguelite uses it to live generate in-game content such as text, images, and sound effects, while Neverending Dungeon has it generate rich, diverse scenarios with maps tailored for both game masters and players, with AI NPCs, traps, enemies, traps, and rooms.
Random generation for dungeon grinder style games and anything similar could be good because it would take a lot of time to consistently make more and more levels, so it feels like you're never replaying the same level, just to still end up replaying the same level eventually because it's done by a person, because it is a lot of work just to make one level.
Oh, definitely.
You gotta put a lot of nitpicky stuff in to make it actually good and different. So I mean, something like that as well wouldn't necessarily be terrible.
No, I'm completely with you on that. I genuinely think this is a good article, though. I'm not going to go through the entire thing because there's so much here to talk about. I definitely think it'd be worth going through at some point. But that's why I've just put it in the research chat. If anyone wants to look at it, they're more than willing to do so. But I think it's very interesting how so many of the games we know about have got generative AI. Some of them are using them in great circumstances. Others are using them for some of the daftest things possible. But for indie games, it makes more sense. If you were trying to give an excuse for big AAA companies to be using them for the exact same thing, I'd say you're taking the piss because they already hire people for this exact job and they're just trying to replace them.
Yeah.
Last article, sir.
Oh,
Gabe
really?
Newell thinks AI tools will result in a funny situation where people who don't know how to program become more effective developers of value than those who have been at it for a decade, sorry. Even if you're just a pure tool user, you're going to find that the gains to utilizing those tools are very, very high. Gabe Newell, the co-founder... Yeah, we've been over this bit. Okay. Newell is asked at one point about the hot topic of the moment, AI. It's a field rife with promise where the ultimate white whale is the search for artificial general intelligence, AGI. And there's little agreement on the best use cases for the technology as it is now. To take one example, you'll find people claiming that LLMs will soon replace human programmers, while others will rightly point out that LLM code is often filled with errors and needs so much human oversight it may be counterproductive. Use them together, dickheads. How many times do we have to say this?
We're going to be saying it to the end of time, Roy.
Probably.
Like I said, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can bet your ass, while there will be a few individuals that will use it all in the correct way, the majority, especially the massive companies, are going to use it in the opposite, the other way.
They're going to give it their best.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best. That's the question put to Newell by Savell. Should younger folk be looking at this field to be learning the technical side or focusing purely on the best way to use the tools? I think it's both, says Newell. I think the more you understand what underlies these current tools, the more effective you are at taking advantage of them. But I think we'll be in a funny situation where people who don't know how to program, who use AI to scaffold their programming abilities, will become more effective developers of value than people who have been programming, for a decade. That's pretty fair. If you utilize the tool, but you basically expand upon what your current knowledge is, you're going to get further than just sitting there and avoiding both sides.
I understand the argument here, because it's like, if I teach you how to do something one way,
yeah,
and then you have all that knowledge, you've gotten used to doing it in this one way,
yeah,
but then things change. Suddenly you've got to do it in a different way. It's similar to how you were doing it, but now you've got to change things.
yeah.
Someone who's coming in new and doing it the way you did it, learned it all from scratch, doing this new way,
Yep.
might be able to do it better than you having to adapt, because you've got these old habits that you're going to have in place, this knowledge of getting around certain obstacles,
Yeah.
So I can understand how, like, someone new into the new tool might be able to do it better than
Oh yeah, they'll pick it up much
someone
quicker.
used to the old tools. But at the same time, it's a case of, but the people who did it the old way are going to know how to deal with problems that arise, because no matter what, there's going to be problems.
Yeah,
You're not
but then
gonna
again,
you're not gonna ever make something that's going to be perfect. Perfect
oh
does
no.
not exist.
But that's the thing. At the same time, the new people will be able to solve issues with the AI model
Yeah.
when it's coding and stuff. So they should be able to get some help and basically just build upon the skills, which is always positive as well. I think both sides has its benefits and drawbacks, but I think they should try to learn to work with AI to then expand their skill set as well.
Could you imagine, though, that the AI writes a fuckload of code? You have no idea what it's written because you've not done it yourself, and there's an issue, and the AI can't figure out what the issue is, can't even give you a hint of what the issue is, and now you've got to sit and read through just an insane amount of code that you have no idea what's in the code because you're not the one who did it, to try and find this error or bug or whatever.
Well, that's kind of what they're currently doing, because that is the problem with them at the moment. But they're finding it useful to do so, and it will also teach new people into programming. I mean, I know how to read code pretty well. I can write it reasonably, but not very good. And I genuinely, if I was to look at code that an AI was writ, I could read it, I could figure out what an issue is and solve it. But I'd struggle to sit there and figure that out and write it myself.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of cycle of it, if that makes sense. It's very interesting. But yeah, I definitely do think that's an interesting point to make. Newell goes on to emphasize that this isn't either or, and any user should be able to get something helpful from AI. It's just that if you really want to get the best out of this technology, you'll need some understanding of what underlies them. That's a very fair point. You'll definitely be able to get something from it. You just need to actually sit there and work with it, try and understand what it is and what it's doing.
People are also going to have to sort of not be stubborn and say we don't want to have anything to do it because of what it is, what it's going to do to jobs and all that. Like, if you don't, it's going to be a simple case of you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, and then you're going to be one of those people that is made redundant, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to
Don't let
avoid.
it overtake what you're doing, but don't also disregard it entirely.
Yeah, even if you're just a pure tool user, you're going to find that the gains to utilizing those tools are very, very high. Says no, but your ability to use those tools will continue to improve the more you understand the underlying methods and mindsets of people developing machine learning systems. So I think it's both, and I think they are highly complementary. It's no surprise that Newell is generally positive on AI. This is a man who loves new technology, who's pushed Valve into various technical fields, some with enormous success, some with not so much, and who co-founded Starfish Neuroscience, a company who focuses on neural interfaces. I never knew that, but it is perhaps worth adding a note of caution to his generally rosy view on how programmers and AI will interact, such as this story from a few days ago in which 200 staff were laid off from King and been replaced by the AI tools they helped build. Yeah, see, that's different. Mainly because that's Activision Blizzard / Microsoft just been dicks. Just
Putting it nicely.
oh yeah, straight up. That's the problem. So well, what did you think to this week's news articles?
I'm angry.
Angry at the first half. What about the second?
Gabe.
I think Gabe is a valid answer to like anything when it comes to like PC technology.
Well, like, what's there to complain about?
No, exactly. I mean, the stuff he does for Valve, all the work that he puts in, and everything we've just heard about there, it's insane. Tell you what, if we ever got a chance to interview him, I would snap that up any day of the week.
Dreams will be dreams, my friend.
I think Will would have a panic attack for like the first 10 days before.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be far behind you actually.
How would we even respond? Yes, master.
Yes, sir, Gabe. Bowing in front of the camera.
I have to get a camera first.
Yeah, I've been telling you for months, man, months. But yeah, it's been pretty good actually. Ubisoft are definitely falling by the wayside. We're seeing it more and more. Same with EA.
I mean, it's Ubisoft have been falling for the last fucking year or two now.
It's been longer
like
than that.
Majorly. I should add. Sorry, majorly.
Yeah,
it's all been a build up for who knows how long now, but it's really coming into effect.
So I'd say probably the last 5 years they've been constantly dropping. Yeah, since 2020 they've been constantly dropping. That's 5 years exactly, and I don't see any sign of them improving anytime soon. It's just a shit show. It really is, and nothing will change.
This Subsidiary is going to bring it back for them. What are you on about?
Yeah, sure. Best of luck to them. I hope they enjoy crying in corners with all their staff. I feel really bad for the staff, actually. I've got to say that straight up.
I mean, they're still getting paid. As long as they understand that there's a very high chance that, they're not going to have the work in X amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It's just sad. That's the only thing.
I mean, let's be honest. Even if they go under, if you can go to a new company and be like, yeah, I was working with Ubisoft.
They're walking
you need to say
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like you won't need to say anything else. You're set. They're like, oh, are you now? You're
as
hired.
long as they can give good examples of what they've worked on, what they've done, and what they understand and what they know, go through a test, they could easily walk away with a good job. Easily. But there's not enough places hiring at the moment, which is why my advice lately
that's everywhere, mate. Not just this industry. It's literally everywhere.
But that's why my advice has been to them, pretty much moving forward, make sure you've got some money to fall back on, or while you're still working there, try and set up a team that you'd like to make an indie game with.
In the world, the state the world's in now, mate, no one has backup funds.
No, that's why I said the other option as well. While you're still working there, start working on your own projects.
Yeah, already get an alternative in the works.
Exactly. You got to be prepared, and it's terrible. It really is, but it's done. Anyways, I think that's everything I've got for this week. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I want to cry.
You want to cry every week?
Yeah, this is what you do to me. I'm full of hatred and sorrow every Sunday.
Sunday. To be fair, we've managed to laugh more than anything this week, so I'll take that as a positive.
Laugh or cry.
A bit of both. You've got to keep you, mellowed out and in between. Something like that. Anyway, with all that then, I believe we are done for the week, sir. So, thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And the Discord is in the description before Will screams at me. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you all in the next episode. Thanks for now.
And cry with us next week.
Yeah. Catch you later, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.